Oh my God, what the hell is this? He's gonna try it! And will this be enough? My God,
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Ruckus Wrastlin. I am Josh Mabry, alongside my tag team partner in this journey. That's a good noise. Justin Toner, how we doing?
Pretty good outside of my car being back in the shop for repairs again, but it's like, oh, now good.
You and Edge, or Adam Copeland, just back in the shop. Got to get some repairs done. But we'll get into that later. The big story that has come out of thinking it was going to be a normal NXT, and then it's set kind of the wrestling world on a buzz, is that Jordynne Grace is challenging Roxanne Perez, the GOAT. But, we'll get into that later. All biases aside. Awesome thing. But there's a little more detail into it, in that this is one of 3 appearances. And I don't know if they counted the Royal Rumble, but I think they're just booking her for 3 more appearances, paying her in 6 figures for the 3 appearances.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying they want Jordynne Grace in WWE when her contract expires, but I'm saying they want Jordynne Grace in WWE when her contract expires. But we'll see how this feud goes. But that's not the only thing. This is actually, they just announced that TNA and WWE kind of doing like a partnership. So some of the WWE talent's going to go there. Some of the TNA talent could show up in WWE, mainly the TNA, the NXT brand. And AEW and TNA kind of had this in the past, but then Tony Khan tried to push his weight around and just make it AEW does everything and beats everyone. I don't think it's going to be that way. But Justin, tell a little bit more of what could happen and what we could see.
Well, outside Jordynne Grace, this is confirmed, but the word is that this is not going to be the end of any collaboration between WWE and TNA, and that PW Insider reported that their sources are telling them that there will be some sort of NXT representation on future TNA events and programming as well. No details on who could be showing up on TNA television, but you never know. I mean, because this was like out of nowhere. It's like this was a very well kept secret. Like it's like the dirt sheet people did not know this was going to happen. So WWE and TNA did a good job of keeping a lid on this. In fact, word was that in order to mask that Jordynne was going to be there, they had another person stand in. They used like Lita and some other people's music during rehearsals earlier in the day to try to keep this as hush-hush as possible. Because when it's like, I was like, well, I was watching it live, and when it's like Jordynne Grace's name came on the screen, it's like I went nuts just like everyone and the Performance Center did. It's like, holy shit, what is this? So, I mean, people were wondering what was going to happen because we've had the brief collaborations with the Rumble before, like Mickie James was in the Rumble while she was Knockouts champion. That was like 2 years ago. And then Jordynne Grace appeared this year, had a pretty decent showing. It was funny. She said that she tweeted out after the Rumble, it's like, thanks WWE Universe, this isn't the last you've seen of me. And then she retweeted that after NXT's episode, said, told you.
Right. Yeah.
So, I was wondering what was going to happen because, that was all engineered by Scott D'Amore. Well, he was running TNA and he's gone now. But I guess apparently people still running TNA are still keen on working with Triple H and WWE, which adds some very intriguing possibilities. This adds excitement to the wrestling world. I mean, like when Tony Khan started, opened the forbidden door, so to speak, and first he worked with TNA, and then he reached out and he's has a great AEW and New Japan have a really good relationship. I mean, it's like it's especially with all the New Japan talent that have migrated over from New Japan to AEW, like Ospreay, Okada, Jay White, it's like it's worked out really good for AEW. And Vince was always the one who was just like, no, I don't want to work with any of these other scabs. Right. It's like, he's the only game in town, which I get where Vince is coming from. I mean, he came from the, he grew up under his dad during the territory days where everybody was competing against each other. And then, of course, Ted Turner and WCW was like the direct competition for all through the 90s. Right, and then the Attitude Era and everything, and he's got heated with the Monday Night Wars. So, and then of course he won. So it's like, he was just like not interested. Where Triple H has always been keen on doing that. I mean, he understands how special it is, and it adds a lot more excitement for the wrestling fans in general, seeing companies work together in this kind of fashion. So, it's gonna be very interesting to see what other what this Jordan Grace working NXT here for a bit into Battleground is going to mean for any other future collaborations. It's like it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, it will. And kind of what you were saying. I mean, Triple H started doing it with Vince when he had this partnership with ICW overseas. I remember him showing up on one of the shows with Pete Dunne when Pete Dunne was the NXT European. When they did the NXT over was it European champion? Was that what their that part was there? So I remember him so Triple H always wanted to work with other people. It was just Vince was just like, why? Why? Why do I need to do that? Like
we're the only game in town. We're number
and so and all that, but that's nor here nor there. And then and then Tony obviously started doing it and was like, sure, why not? And he still lets his guys go and do other things. And then Triple H started letting people go to what was it was a purple brand. I forget what it was. I remember that was back when you had Orange Cassidy at one point go against Velveteen. What was that? What was that wrestling promotion? Remember that match?
Oh,
it was like purple. It was like purple lettering. I forget. Anyway, he started doing that with other indie type, and then they obviously had the GCW card with Shayna. And all the other WWE guys were there during a WrestleMania.
Yeah, like Charlie Dempsey went to work at that Japanese promotion. I forget which one.
Yeah.
And now Russell Gower used to run Stardom.
Yeah.
Which is aligned with New Japan. Started his own female Josh promotion, Marigold, and with Julia's working there right now before she's going to come over to WWE. Shout out to Julia. Hopefully she heals up from the busted wrist as quickly. We'll see if that's going to delay her NXT arrival in any fashion. We shall see. Hopefully she'll heal quickly because I know everyone's anticipating when she's going to show up.
I mean, not to sit there and do it's your big new star, she should go against your person, and it's just against your main event person and push them. We always say no against that. So, it actually kind of worked out with Jordan.
Yeah.
Now people go ahead.
And there's word that, that they're looking to get, especially with the upcoming Japan tour, some of, Japanese contingent on the roster to go back and work back home. So, he's been doing little things here and there, it's like, so Triple H has opened up his own doors here,
right.
And it's very fascinating.
Yeah, and it's TKO, in which TKO became a thing because it's a merger, and people are like, oh, now WWE is going to buy TNA, and I'm like, they already have a farm system. It's just a working collaboration. Now, if it turns into something to where TNA is floundering, it was like, yeah, we're done. Here you go. I mean, but you got to understand, this is a 20-year promotion. It's not like TNA it's not like AEW is 5 years old. People think, oh, they're dead, they're done for. And I was like,
I think people are worried about it'll be like an ROH situation where ROH went under and Tony basically saved it. It's
right.
And it's basically become like the AEW's NXT pretty much.
And Kofi and like Xavier Woods already came out, because it was kind of like a working relationship, and saying that there could be, WWE wrestlers showing up on TNA, and then Kofi and Xavier are like, let's get them titles, and all that stuff. So they started saying that.
Yeah.
Obviously Joe Hendry, which you're not familiar with, but people always are just like, come on, let's do, because it's just a working gimmick. With him showing up in NXT, trust me, when he shows up, people are going to go crazy, and
I'm sure.
And
the internet will go nuts.
Right, and then kind of going back to it, we're gonna have AJ Styles go for the TNA Championship again. I don't know. He has nothing else to do. Might as well. With that, so that'd be kind of funny though. AJ Styles after all these years.
It could open the door where AJ goes back for like one last little like match or two in TNA before he retires. Yeah. Because that's where he got his, that's the promotion where he made a name for himself, in pro wrestling. So, and as successful as he's been in WWE, which I never would have imagined happening like 15 years ago, it's like I never imagined that he would ever end up in WWE. But it's like, never say never. He's had a fantastic WWE career. So, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting what's going to happen.
Thanks for joining us, Jeremy.
Yeah,
they still
205 Live. Yeah,
205 Live still exists.
It's
that 3-minute match show on Twitter that we don't.
Oh, that's
exists.
Speed.
Yeah,
that's Speed.
WWE Speed. They just changed it from 205 Live to WWE Speed. Yeah. By the way, Ricochet's a champion of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Know that. He didn't even career around the
because
belt.
Apparently, he's not allowed per the deal with Elon Musk and X. It is an X exclusive, so that's why there's no reference of him being the Speed champion on Raw.
Gotcha.
Like they'll reference Speed and hype it, but like he can't like the championship belt that he has for it around on Raw.
Yeah, I can definitely see AJ on the same anniversary card, but we just don't know the details. Our boy SRS, I'm pretty sure will slowly roll out the details on that. And then another thing, obviously we had the pay-per-views over the weekend, which we'll get into here in the next segment. But our Edge, it's hard for me to call him Adam Copeland. So, but he 50 years old, decides to do an elbow drop off the top of a cage. And when he landed, everyone was like, that didn't look right. And it wasn't. It's kind of the same thing that happened to Macho Man a while ago, back when another cage match and it came out that he fractured his tibia. Whether or not it's a clean break, it wasn't that, but he fractured his tibia. And they said the quickest way to do it is he will need surgery. He'll be out 4 to 6 months.
Yep.
Yeah. So
he's not going to be back until the end of the year at best.
Yeah.
Best case scenario. So he's going to be out for a while. And we'll as for the TNT title, we'll get to that when we get to Dynamite, because they revealed what they're going to do. Because since he's going to be out for that long, they got to vacate the championship and crown a new champion, unfortunately. But that's the way it goes. I was worried that the way he landed, and then he was hopping around. I was just like, I think he hurt himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he could not walk on that leg for the rest of that match. And like Gangrel had to help him to the back.
Yeah.
It's like,
yes and no. Sting's like 62. There's a difference. But I mean, they thought Sting should have retired after
going. You gotta be careful. It's like,
but yeah, you got it.
I saw some people point out that Macho Man did something similar. He did like try to do an elbow drop off top cage in WCW, and just tore up his legs and knees, and his career never recovered after that. He was never the same after that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I mean, modern technology and stuff, but 50 years old.
Yeah, thankfully, but it's like it's like you gotta be careful. It's like
you do have to be careful.
There's always, when you're doing spots like that, that's where I always get worried whenever create spots like that, because I'm just like, you get injured, don't do this.
Yeah, for sure. And then other thing is Becky Lynch and Chad Gable, which kind of came out today. SRS kind of broke it. Was saying that Chad Gable's contract's also coming up here in a couple weeks. Becky Lynch's is expiring literally like in
No, it's not
Northwest.
no one knows 100%, but like the word that they've been able to ascertain is that it's expiring by the weekend.
Right.
If not
Becky's,
tomorrow.
right? Or
Yeah,
Chad's.
Becky's.
Right. Now, Raw did tweet out, like they quote tweeted Becky's thing of just saying, basically she was wanting to take time off anyway, and they basically just called her back real quick because of what happened to Rhea, and they just didn't want, for some reason, I guess they just wanted to, at least if Liv's going to go over someone, they wanted her to go over someone, a name, instead of just, Nia Jax or something, which we'll get into that part. But that's probably why they had her come back, is just to make Liv, give her the rub. That way it presents her as a much more pivotal foe than her just being a paper champion type thing. So that's probably why they had her come back. I mean, we're both kind of the same thing of it's now. That being said, SRS did say after Raw was that at the end of the day, AEW or WWE is going to make Becky Lynch the highest paid female wrestler in the world.
Yeah.
Which I don't disagree with that at all. It's the four horsewomen are basically going, when their contracts come up, are just basically going to one up each other like the top quarterbacks in the league are. Just once your contract expires, it's like, what she get? Yeah, that I should get that or more. What she get? Yeah, I should get that or more.
Yeah, because everyone's speculating like what's going on, like why is she signed? It's like there's a lot of potential reasons. Seth's out injured, recovering from the knee surgery. Maybe she maybe she wants to take a little bit of break, spend time with Seth and their daughter at home, kind of chill for a bit. Because absence makes the heart grow fonder. It's like, so maybe she does want to go back to WWE, but she just wants to take a break and
Well, she did basically on Instagram.
Here's a perfect example. Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano's contract came up. He chose not to resign. Why? Because Candice was pregnant with their son, and he wanted to be there for her and take a break, spend time with his newborn kid. And that's what he did. And then when he felt he was ready, Triple H was like, he called Triple H up, was like, nope, I'm ready to come back. And he came back. And he signed a new deal.
Plus, he came back after Triple H started taking control.
Yes, it was much easier for him to want to come back when Triple H was finally like in charge.
Right. It wasn't fully, but he was like 75% there.
Yeah, because Johnny chose not to resign. He let his contract lapse when he took that time off to be with his family.
Yeah.
So I can see Becky doing the same thing here. It's like, I'm sure that Tony would. Tony would be a fool not to try to make her an offer.
Oh yeah.
If once she's free to be able to be talked to. But
sure.
With Seth re-signing, they travel together. They have like a bus. It's like they travel together as a family. So, and that obviously means a lot to them. And so it makes no sense that she wanted like toss out of the way to go take a gigantic payday with, I mean, it'd be tempting to go over there, a lot of the people she's never wrestled before.
Right.
But I mean,
here you go. Here's what she just shared 2 days ago for Seth's birthday. So as you can see, it's happy birthday to my best friend, the best dad, the best husband. I'm coming home. So she was wanting to rest anyway.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So,
if she wasn't, I kind of was with, and I think this is what he was getting at here. Like, if Becky wasn't married to Seth, I could see it become a bidding war.
Yeah.
But it's Triple H. It's and plus WWE is really good. It's not like Becky's not being booked well, and Seth's there, and Seth did resign. So
yeah. If Seth had not resigned, her leaving WWE would be more likely.
Right.
Because they are a package deal at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, especially when you're, it's like, especially when you have a kid, it's like, there are other wrestling couples that work for different promotions. I mean, like Andrade spent time at AEW while he was married to Charlotte. Now he's back.
Right.
Keith Lee's still with AEW, but Mia Yim went back to WWE. It's like, but the differences is that, some of those, most of those couples don't have kids. Seth and Becky have a daughter together. So having children adds a whole different factor in most cases. So it's like, and plus she could use whatever Tony offers to try to get even more money out of, from WWE. So it's like, I think she's probably just going to take a break and chill and work things out. I mean, she's going to eventually come back. I have no doubt she will come back to WWE. It's just a matter of just when.
Yeah.
She might do what, like I said, what Johnny Gargano did, take a little break and then come back.
I forgot Finn did troll about his contract stuff. I forgot about that. With that, but maybe I'm wrong. I think Becky would only be an 8. Yeah, maybe.
But also think about this: has Mercedes going to AEW caused a big boost in their ratings?
We said it wasn't.
I mean, yes, Becky's a bigger name than her, but at this point, do you think that would really move the needle? It's like
no. The only reason Tony would really bring out the money and get Becky, I mean, obviously it's another superstar and it'll definitely help out. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to have the return on investment other than just the fact that he has a well of money and he has
plenty of other talent there that is totally being underutilized anyway. So it's like,
right.
I mean, and plus, no offense to Mercedes, but as soon as Becky showed up, she would overshadow Mercedes.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry.
Yeah. One's really good on the mic and one's Mercedes. So,
yeah, because Becky can smoke Mercedes on the mic.
Right. And plus AEW is trying to figure some stuff out as far as like if we're going to go a 3-hour Dynamite and stuff like that. That's part of what the Warner's deal is and all of that. Do you want to go into the Warner's deal?
No, I mean, all we know is that they're in negotiations.
It's so much smoke and mirrors right now. It's hard for us to really.
Yeah, it's hard to know what exactly is going on. All we know is that the negotiations are ongoing, and they're going to work out a deal. I don't see
Zaslav wants them. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, especially with it's
them
like
losing
NBC,
the NBA, they need something.
NBC has made a massive bid to get the NBA back on NBC from off of the Turner networks. So it's like we still see it. They have a good working relationship. There's no reason that it'll just come down to money. They'll figure things out. It's like I don't see them moving anywhere. It's like don't rock the boat. Don't broke with any fix.
Nope.
As far as Chad Gable goes, I think he'll probably resign. I mean, he's part of a major angle right now, and they're not going to let him loose. I mean, he's been fantastic. And this heel run right now with what he's doing to Otis and the rest of Alpha Academy is like, it's one of the best storylines WWE's got right now.
Yeah.
So it's like
they're making me care about Tozawa and Maxine.
They have finally got people reinvested in Otis, like at the level he was when he had the whole angle where he was like trying to woo Mandy Rose.
Right. That was a fun angle. And then I think
it was working good. And then Vince completely did what he usually does and he fucked it up.
Yeah. And for some reason it was like Miz got
the mistake.
involved.
The first mistake was giving him Money in the Bank because there was no way he was going to take a title from anybody, especially like he wasn't going to beat Roman, it was like, or anything like that. So that was the first mistake. And then it just completely.
Yeah. He lost all mustard. And Triple H was like, give him, and then the Shorty G thing. And so, well.
Also, interesting fact, Dijak's contract is coming up as well. And he has not even debuted on Raw yet. So I think that will work out because he was very excited to finally go back to Raw. This is a vindication after the whole Retribution run on the main roster.
His contract's coming up too.
Yeah,
Dijak's, and he's only been on main event like once since he got drafted to Raw.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think they haven't figured out what to give him yet.
No,
he's the only new draftee that has not shown up. Well, even though we're not going to talk about SmackDown, what were they talking about last week? I'm like, where's Blair Davenport? Well, they finally put out a video of Vinty hyping her showing up at SmackDown finally last week before King Queen of the Ring. I was like, someone listened to me.
Yeah. All right, now we just need to actually use Kiana differently.
It seems like what's going on with her and Adam Pearce is definitely going to lead to something. So
yeah, I think they're just planting little seeds here and there.
Yeah.
Another last little thing I do want to say. I think we have our date of when the Uncle Howdy 6 is going to show up. Did you kind of see
the latest little QR code?
Yeah, and then there's a thing, and basically if you use the first letter of each sentence, it spells out June 17th, June, but then Roman numeral 17th.
So we're going to keep it on
June 17th. Everyone, mark your calendars. Is the Howdy 6?
Let's see. What day is that? Yeah, that's Monday. So yeah, it's gonna be on Raw. That's it. That's Raw in 3 weeks.
Yep. So mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. That's when we finally get the Howdy 6. But man, these vignettes have been spooky, dude. Like real creepy.
I haven't bothered with the QR codes, but I've been hearing everyone saying that like they're definitely like Bray Wyatt level.
Yeah. Have you seen Dexter Lumis's new look?
No.
He's got like a beard and stuff, dude.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. If you look it up, yeah. So it's pretty cool there. And then plus, I mean, you think about it, Dexter Lumis, when he first showed up, they thought it was Bray Wyatt because he wore like the Bray Wyatt gloves. So, all of that. So I'm be interested to see. Hopefully that it gets over.
Yeah. I mean, it's all things make sense now. Especially Joe Gacy has completely disappeared from NXT. Mm-hmm. So it's like,
yeah. And Rowan resigned. Nikki Cross kind of made sense of her.
Well, Nick, that was if you follow her on social media, she was like getting her doctorate and stuff. She was doing a lot of stuff outside of WWE, so they probably let her have a break. And then they're like, you know what? Hey, how's this sound? Because she was back in Crazy Nikki territory anyway, and Crazy Nikki fits in perfectly with this Uncle Howdy's new Wyatt family. It's like.
Yeah. Okay. So wrap up here with some of the comments from Jeremy Miller. Always appreciative. The only way I can see Dynamite is that they crack over 1 million views.
Yes.
All I know is yes, but also know that Zasaloff really wants AEW because of that. Yes, he doesn't value the NBA. No, they didn't have enough money to match. I know that. And then they had to partner up with ESPN to get NFL, NCAA football. So, and it's sad because that's not just the best crew in basketball. That's the best crew in sports. For that NBA on TNT with Shaq and Charles and all them. That
4-man crew is one of the best like studio crews in sports, man.
Yeah, that's not awesome. Just basketball. It's just there's a reason there is a 2-part or like 3 or 4-part documentary about them.
NBC has won out and they're getting the NBA back for the first time since like the 90s. During because like I remember NBA and NBC, NBA Finals. It was when I was back in the 90s when I was watching heavily during the Jordan era. It was like it was
we get the John Test and then
basketball.
I'm gonna dunk it. Woo!
I'm gonna dunk it.
Yeah.
I love that era. It's the best. So every time I hear that song now, I hear that. Give me the
basketball. Give me the ball because I'm gonna dunk it. Yeah. You want? Why is there lyrics? Oh, I don't know.
If it's going back to NBC, they better bring Shaq and them over. Seriously, they will make a huge and piss people off if they don't bring that crew over to NBC.
I know it's a wrestling show, but it's too big to talk about. So as far as that is concerned, Charles wants to have them on his production, like he has a production company apparently. Maybe he just announced it by saying this, just throwing it up there, and then shopping them to a network. But I know Ernie Johnson is still under contract with Turner, so it's gonna be interesting. I just know that next year, soaking in, man. Because it's next year is gonna be the last year of that show on TNT at least. So, and yeah, I hope to see Alexa back. I know she just had a kid, got married, all that jazz. But I know that she is not gonna be part of the Howdy 6. That being said, I didn't think we were gonna see Ethan Page in NXT. So there you go.
You never know.
I didn't think we'd see Jordan Grace. So there you go. So never say never. When it comes to that. So
all right,
let's go crown some people.
We got the King and Queen in the ring to stuff talk about from Saudi. Okay, here's a recap what happened at WWE's King and Queen of the Ring PLE from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. We actually had a match on the kickoff show, which is rare these days for a change. Women's tag team titles are on line as Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defended against Amy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. No surprise, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill picked up the victory. And then we got to the main show. It opened with the WWE Women's World Championship match. Becky Lynch defending against Liv Morgan. Back and forth match. Interesting finish came when Dominic Mysterio, of all people, showed up at ringside. He threw a steel chair into the ring, seemingly trying to tell Becky to use it on Liv and distracted the referee. But Liv got her hands on the chair, well, kind of first, DDT'd Becky into the chair, then hit Oblivion on her to pin her and win the championship. And Dominic Mysterio didn't look too happy because it looked like he realized he screwed up. Or did he? We'll find out. Then we got the Intercontinental Championship match. Sami Zayn defending against Chad Gable and Bronson Reed in a triple threat match. Good stuff here. Finish came when Gable told Otis to assist him in taking out Sami Zayn to help him win, which he gave away with because of the triple threat no DQ rules. Otis hesitated. He got slapped by Gable, told him to hit Sami while he was holding him. He went to do it, but Sami escaped and he leveled Chad instead. That allowed Sami to hit a haluva kick on Bronson Reed to pin and retain the championship. And then we got the Queen of the Ring finals. Lyra Valkyria from Raw taking on Nia Jax from SmackDown. About what you expect. Nia tried to put Lyra tried to put up a fight, but Nia Jax was just too much for her. She had a couple of moments, but pretty sweet finish with Lyra trying to powerbomb Nia off of the ropes, and Nia Jax just basically sat on top of her, hitting her with the Annihilator in a sick, sweet spot to pin her and become the Queen of the Ring, earning herself a title shot against Bayley at SummerSlam. Triple H came out and gave her the crown, and she got to celebrate, much to the fans' dismay. Then we went to the King of the Ring finals. Gunther from Raw taking on Randy Orton from SmackDown. This was a fantastic match. Only marred by a little botch on the finish. Some great spots. Orton hit the RKO more than once on Gunther, but couldn't capitalize due to the work Gunther was doing on his body. In the end, he went for another RKO, but Gunther countered and rolled him up to pin him, but Orton's shoulder wasn't completely on the mat. Kind of a botched finish, but otherwise an amazing match, and Gunther is your King of the Ring winner, and we'll get a World Championship title shot at SummerSlam. Then we got to our main event, WWE Undisputed Championship match, as Cody Rhodes defending against United States Champion Logan Paul. Another excellent match. Lots of great stuff. Shout out to Cody for busting out the vertebreaker on Logan Paul. Very nice. Logan revealed that he did have another pair of brass knucks hidden in his chunks. Tried to use them on Cody, but that Saudi actor guy put a stop to him. That allowed Cody to recover and hit 3 crossroads on Logan Paul to put him away and retain the WWE Championship. So that's all that happened on WWE's King and Queen of the Ring PLE.
All right, yeah, I was not expecting that tag team match as the start of the kickoff show, but I liked how it's like cover them all up and then just make Jade Cargill even more jacked looking.
Yeah, it was set up really quickly on SmackDown.
Okay. Okay. That finisher though, that Bianca and Jade had, that was cool.
Yeah, their double T finisher is pretty nifty.
Yeah. Anything other than that? That's pretty much it. That's all I got. Is Jade Cargill still looked jack in that full pink bodysuit, and that finisher was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was a solid show. The highlights were definitely the final two matches. Gunther versus Randy Orton was fucking amazing. The only negative I can see was the botch finish, but it's like
so weird coming from Randy
and Gunther. It's like I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see because they have, it's been referenced on TV that it's about that his one shoulder was kind of up. But Triple H said, hey, ref's decision is final, but maybe he hinted that Gunther and Randy could have a rematch in the near future. So it's like I'd be all for that because holy cow, that they as like I thought that this could like be like the match of the show, and it probably was. I mean, like Cody and Logan Paul came pretty close, but it was just mind blowing good between two of the best in the business. I mean, Randy's selling like. I love how he was like resisting the chops at first, but then finally it's like Gunther was like just kept laying him in, and finally he was like going down. It's like he was going after the back and the knee. And the fans were really into that match. So it was.
I did find it hilarious is like they had when they were like when she had Triple H backstage, it was like, you're making a big announcement, and it was like. I know we put him on the poster, but yeah, Drew McIntyre is going to face Damian Priest. Back to you. I'm like that. All right, Tony Khan, type of announcement. I'm
right.
Like, okay.
It's my boy.
We know he's going to go against Damian Priest in Clash.
That's like, yes. In other news, the sky is blue and
right. But it was such a Tony Khan, like, we're going backstage to a big announcement from
right.
And I'm like, okay.
Because
thank you.
When Priest said that he was going to give him a title shot, everyone was like, Clash the Castle.
Yeah.
It's like, duh.
And then literally, like, CM Punk's not cleared it, and he was like, I'll be at Clash of the Castle. I'm like, then I wonder if he's going to screw. It's not going to just screw Drew McIntyre against R-Truth or something.
That adds so much intrigue to the Priest Drew McIntyre title match. Is CM Punk going to fuck Drew over again?
Right. So the only Lyra Valkyria, I thought died. that finish was awesome.
I mean, the match wasn't like mind blowing; it was fine,
no,
but that finish was
awesome.
And props to Lyra for taking that.
Yeah,
and also she did a good job of selling. Getting hit like that on Raw, which I appreciated. She put up the underdog babyface effort that was expected. And had some moments where she got to shine, but it's like I said and a lot of people said, there's no way that it's like at that point it's like Nia's winning this. It's like
right.
So big moment for her, and Bayley's got her work cut out for a SummerSlam.
Yeah. It was kind of weird how Bronson Reed kind of took a back seat to the Sammy chat, which makes sense, but still it kind of stinks that Bronson finally gets in a solid championship, Intercontinental Championship, triple threat. They've been building him pretty well, and he kind of went into the back burner. I kind of felt bad for him, understood why, because the story between Sammy and Chad and Otis takes over from just Bronson being there.
Yeah. Hopefully, things will lead to something for him. So,
yeah,
because he was definitely like the distant third wheel in this match, because this was more about the Sammy and Chad and Otis saga.
Yeah. And then, dude.
Oh God, I don't know how Sammy got him up.
I don't know how he did that.
Jesus.
I don't know how he did that. That's Bronson and Sammy all together and rolled into like how they did that. And speaking about working together, we know Cody can go, but you're getting psychology now from Logan. You're getting that ring psychology. And I'm like, oh crap, he's just hit another gear, didn't he? Ah, crap. He's really good now. He's not just like, oh, okay, he's a celebrity that can wrestle, like a, or like a, I don't know, a Pat McAfee or a Bad Bunny. Like they can put on some spots, they can hit that, do that. Now he's just like, oh, okay, he's pretty good. Do that. Oh, he can do big matches. He knows his timing. He's got that down. Oh crap, he's actually like can do a psychological like do this, do that. Put a story together during the match. I'm just like, oh my god, this is scary.
Oh yeah, no, it was. Yeah, especially for him when he pulled the brass knucks. Sometimes like liar, he was all over.
Speaking about Michael Cole, I popped so hard when he went after Liv won, and he goes, "Dominic, you stupid idiot!"
Right, that was fantastic.
And then like we'll talk about it on Raw, but it's just I was showing like the after clips of like Dominic just being like depressed, and Michael Cole just like, "You did that's like dumbass."
Before I go over the main event, I just want to say, as much as I love Becky Lynch fan for life, knew she was not going to hold the title for very long, so I'm not surprised that Liv won here. Very interesting. What surprised me was the shenanigans with Dominic Mysterio. That's added a whole new layer to this whole situation, and it continued on Monday Night Raw because Dominic, we're gonna kill you now.
Yeah. Yeah. He put the Kermit the Frog gif, and it just goes.
Oh yeah, no. Dominic tweeted out, "Well, fuck."
Well, fuck. And then of course so many memes of Dominic and the Rey Mysterio Eddie Guerrero fight for Dominic's like whatever, and now it's Liv and Rhea.
Yeah, no, I totally dug it.
Yeah, no, it was both outfits. There was a Britney Spears. Yeah,
they're both Britney.
They're both Britney shout outs on that for sure. But yeah, kind of going back to the main event. That shot, how is it night and day from Kevin Dunn?
Shot, the 360 shot when he did the frog splash off the top rope to put Cody through the table. Wow, it's fantastic.
Yeah. From the one shots that they're doing, it's night and day.
Whoever's running the production crew deserves a raise because we've had some incredible stuff ever since Kevin Dunn finally went bye-bye.
Yeah,
it's like thank God.
Yeah, I mean,
this is
why
we wanted him gone for so long because now we're getting all these neat camera angles. I love the one shots. That they're doing like on the TV shows. It's fantastic stuff.
Yeah, and the freaking
yeah, he fucking used Crossroads on Cody. Is like. Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't do the Roman thing. He goes, man, that move sucks.
Nobody goes down to that finisher.
Yeah, and he does it 3 times and he wins. And then like the one shot, but remember the Ricochet JD McDonough where that one shot where they start in one side of the ring and just go all the way, and the way they did it, and they end up in the corner, like it's just oh my god, it's so good, so good.
And God, I not gonna lie, I marked out when Cody busted out the vertebraker.
Yeah.
And I think it was definitely done on purpose because apparently Shane Helms was the producer for the main event. So
yeah, that makes sense.
And he has not used that move since he came back to WWE. If I recall correctly.
Oh.
I don't think he has. I don't remember last.
No, he hasn't. He did in AEW. Yeah, he did in AEW. He hadn't used it. That's why it was that's why you were like saying marking out for it.
Oh yeah, everyone on people. I saw it was all over Twitter. I was like, "Oh, Cody busted out the vertebraker." Right. I mean, it takes. He probably couldn't. He might have been able to do it against Roman, but like Logan's the right size, and stuff like that, and it's a big enough match. So and plus, yeah, if Shane Helms was producing that, it's like look, I'm gonna throw you a little tribute, buddy.
Yeah.
Little shout out for you, Hurricane.
But yeah, as always, King and Queen of the Ring delivered as far as the championship matches. As far as it being, I just think Saudi loves Logan because
I don't know if he was barred from using it, but I was just shocked. And then I marked out that I was like, oh, he busted out vertebraker. He hasn't used that in ages.
Right. But I mean, when AJ joined WWE, that's why he did the elbow and not the Styles Clash because they really didn't want him to do it.
Yeah. And then eventually they let him use the Styles Clash.
Let him use it, but it's not even his finisher. It's still the elbow. Because I mean, it's phenomenal. The phenomenal elbow is phenomenal. Yeah. So that's why we're doing it. But yeah, no, all in all, still a solid King and Queen of the Ring. I like the step, and I'm looking forward to Nia. I mean, but Nia Liv, really? They're gonna do that at SummerSlam? You would think not.
We mean Nia? No, it's Nia.
Oh
Bailey.
no, sorry, Nia's on SmackDown, isn't she? No, she's not. Is she on SmackDown now? Yeah, she's on SmackDown now. Never mind. Yeah, she's on SmackDown
You're
now.
really confused right now.
Yeah, because I'm sorry. Nia's on. Yeah, Nia and Bailey. There you go. Nia Bailey.
We have no idea who Liv's going to face at SummerSlam. It's
probably gonna be Rhea. Well, no, not
if Rhea gets back in time, it'll be Rhea. If she's recovered in time, it will be at SummerSlam.
Yeah. No, I'm still getting used to the draft and Nia being on SmackDown because Nia was on Raw for a while. That's why, it's
the people I want expected to win. It's like, but Cody Gunther and Cody Logan Paul delivered the goods. So thumbs up show.
Yeah, pretty good. So let's move on to Double or Nothing.
Oh boy, long show.
Long show.
All right, here's what happened at AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view celebrating their 5th year anniversary. Got a lot to cover, so let's just get right into it. We had a couple of matches on the pre-show buy-in. Thunder Rosa taking on Deonna Purrazzo, and their feud going on. Deonna used a little cheat to win using the ropes to help her beat Thunder Rosa. The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn defeated the Gates of Agony and Brian Cage in a 6-man tag trios match. Then we got to the main show. Opening match was international title on the line as Roderick Strong defending against Will Ospreay. Scary spot where Ospreay looked like he nearly got his neck broken on a doozy device spot on the outside of the ring. Thankfully, he's okay. Finish came when Don Callis was telling him to use the Tiger Driver to take out Roddy, but he refused. And he ended up reversing out of Ender Heartache into a hidden blade and then to get the victory and become the new AEW International Champion. After the match, Adam Cole came out to cut a promo with the Devil's Mask, which led to the surprise return of none other than MJF. Yes, he's finally back from injury. Video package showed him prepping him coming out. Fans went nuts. He pretended to let bygones be bygones with Cole and hugged him, but then kicked him in the nuts and told him to get out of the ring. Got a very passionate promo saying that he's back and that he's not going to be trusting people. And he is re-signed with AEW. Showed off a tattoo as well. And good stuff. And then we had the AEW Trios titles match. The Bang Bang Gang defending against Death Triangle. Good stuff. In the end, Juice Robinson also made his return from injury. Came out of nowhere and assisted the Bang Bang Gang, allowing Jay White to hit the Blade Runner on Pac for them to retain the titles. They made the AEW Women's title match. Toni Storm taking on Serena Deeb. Another really good match. Definitely one of Tony's best. In the end, there was an interesting spot that came up for later, which will be Mariah May tried to throw in the towel, but Luther stopped her. But when Tony looked over, she thought Luther was doing it and got angry. In the end, though, she hit a Super Storm Zero off the ropes and then hit another Storm Zero to put Serena Deeb away for good to retain the title. Then we had Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta take each other in a grudge match. Orange Cassidy picked up the victory. Don Callis was at ringside. Trent did not take the loss well and just kind of walked away, not showing what to do, despite Rocky Romero trying to reason with him. Then we had the FTW title match. Chris Jericho defending against Hook and Katsuyori Shibata. Lots of crazy spots in this one, including use of dice as a weapon. In the end, a masked man arrived to help Jericho. It turned out to be bounty hunter Brian Keith, who has apparently joined the Learning Tree as well. Assisted Jericho Juice Effect Hooked, and then pinned Shibata to retain the title. Then we had a non-title match between IWGP champion Jon Moxley and Konosuke Takeshita. Takeshita wanted to get a title shot. Callis tried to give advice to Takeshita to finish him off, but it backfired, and he hit him with the Death Rider to pick up the victory. Then we had the barbed wire steel cage match for the TNT title as Adam Copeland defended against Malachi Black. Lots of crazy spots with this one. Both men bled like stuck pigs. Copeland came out in a full brood entrance, which is badass, which definitely foreshadowed the finish. The House of Black came out when the cage was busted open. It looked like they were siding with Copeland, but it was a swerve, and it was a 3-on-1 beatdown. And this would look like all was lost for Adam Copeland. Gangrel appeared out from under the ring and to attack the House of Black to help Adam Copeland. And that allowed Copeland to spear Malachi Black and then choked him out with a ring of barbed wire to retain the title. There was a spot during the match where Copeland came off the top of the cage for an elbow drop to try to put Malachi through a table, and awkwardly landed on his legs. And it turned out he unfortunately broke his leg. More on that later. Then we had the TBS title match, Mercedes Moné taking on champion Willow Nightingale. Really good match between these ladies. And at one point, Chris Statlander and Stokely distracted the ref when Willow had Mercedes pinned 1, 2, 3. And that ended up costing her because eventually Mercedes hit Willow with the moneymaker not long after that to pick up the victory and win the TBS championship. After the match, Stokely was yelling at Willow. Statlander looked like she at first was on her side, but then it was a swerve as she attacked and laid out Willow, much to Stokely's happiness, and the two walked away to complete the heel turn. Then we had the second of the triple main event, the AEW World Championship match, where Strickland defending against Christian Cage. All kinds of shenanigans on ringside due to the patriarchy. Eventually, all the patriarchy and Prince Nana were ejected from ringside, but they still end up trying to interfere. But despite all of Christian Cage's cheating ways and that of the patriarchy, Swerve was able to hit a running house call into a swerve stomp, and then hit another house call to put Christian away to retain the championship. Then we got to the final main event match, Anarchy in the Arena. The Elite taking on Team AEW in the form of FTR, Bryan Danielson, and Darby Allin. This match was absolutely insane. And more on the details later. I mean, people lit on fire, stuff like that. Eventually, though, the Elite were able to emerge victorious when Jack Perry hit a running knee shot on Bryan Danielson to pick up the victory for the Elite to close out the pay-per-view. So that's what happened on this edition of AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view.
That was a long show, but that's what AEW does.
Yeah,
I mean, that's if people are like, "Oh my God, the thing was like 5-6 hours," I was like, "That's AEW shows."
Yeah,
because they don't really. I think they don't have because it's pay-per-view. There's really not any time to. They kind of give them a time, but then they don't because they like to let them do their thing.
Yeah,
a lot of times. A couple of things. This was still a great show. The positive. This was still a great show.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the hell out of it. That Anarchy way over delivered than I expected. It's just wow. That was all I had to say about that match. Wow.
I'm gonna upvote this from Jerry Mill. Yeah, they continue to try to up the ante with Anarchy in the Arena because I mean they lit Jack Perry on fire.
Literally on fire. Oh my, Jack Perry!
Nope.
This I did not see when he would get introduced as Jungle Boy in the stuff, and I was like, this guy's boring. I don't get it. This past 3 months of Jack Perry, yes, you got me.
No, yeah, this current heel.
You got me, man.
It's he's getting all the heat. Gotta give them props. They did a clever way of disguising the fact that he had. They put like this special kind of gel that's flame retardant that's used in by stuntmen in the movies when you're set someone on fire because the gel burns but it doesn't burn you. It's like So they covered it because it look, and when you I have it on you, it looks like you're wet, like you've been drenched in water. So that's why they had the spot where Darby dunked him into the ice bucket with like all the drinks in it.
Right.
So that when you saw him later, when he has the gel on, and he looks like he's wet, so you think, oh, he's just still wet from that. So it's like that was I gotta give him props to that.
I will say this as far as I know Tony is not very good with long-term storytelling and stuff, but that was supposed to be Kingston's spot, right? Darby's spot was supposed to be Kingston's spot.
Yeah, it was.
Do you remember an Anarchy in the Arena way back when Eddie came out with the can of gasoline and was trying to light somebody on fire? And they were like, "No, man, you can't go that far." That was supposed to be Kingston's spot.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I'm just putting random 2 and 2 together.
No. But if Eddie had been in the match, he would have been the one to have lit Jack Perry on fire. That spot was pre-planned. But they definitely foreshadowed it with the flamethrower.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I was not, because you know how I'm like, so you can either go way too far, and like some of those matches, I'm like the Texas Death Match and stuff, where it's just like it doesn't make sense, and then you can go and like some of those blood and guts matches, I'm like, there's nothing there. You're just trying, like, especially when it was the blood and guts match, and where like whatever's Cool Hand Ange was like literally dangling from the ring with just blood. I was like, that I'm just not, I'm over that part. But then you have the Swerve Hangman, like just brutalness, but I still like, I was bought in. This Anarchy worked for me. It's very tough to do sometimes. With me now, obviously when we were kids, we're like, craziness, just blood and all that stuff. It's great. And now that I'm older and get the psychology and stuff, it's good when it makes sense. And that match made sense. A couple of things. If you're gonna build Trent Beretta as a heel and like somebody that's actually a threat, let him win something, please.
Yeah, I know.
And then Takeshita, let him win something, please.
That one I felt was even more egregious. The Trent one I kind of understood because they wanted to get him to low enough point where it's like, it's like what happened on Dynamite where he sold the soul to Don Callis. It's like that, and he got mega heat for it. So that's going to help him in the long run. But now he still doesn't need to win matches. The Takeshita one is more egregious. Look, I get that he's got New Japan's top title, but just having him lose again in a big profile like that, it doesn't him no favors.
No.
It's like they should. The match was fine, but it served no purpose because he lost.
Right.
It's like this is why I don't like when I'm getting tired of the eliminator matches from Tony. It's like they'll get a title shot. It's like. It's fine to do non-titles, but don't put any kind of stakes in there where it's like that they're meaningless. That it's like they're not gonna. It's like it was really frustrating. It's just like obviously New Japan wouldn't want him to lose even a non-title match, but then why do you put him in the position in the first place? Because it's like because I was kind of hoping like maybe they might pull a shock and he'd win and then get a title shot and then lose, but it's just like
I don't get it there. But let's talk about the return of Maxwell Jacob Hemsley.
Oh my God! It took me a bit. I did not realize
that pop, dude. Dude's over.
Yep, he's still really over. He's been missed. The fans have missed him, and we've missed him. It's like did not realize he was doing a shout out to 2002 Triple H coming back from the torn quad.
Yeah, yep, for sure. But yeah, no, it was a great promo as usual. From Max, and people are just like, oh, it's AEW calling out WWE again. It's like, no, it's MJF, dude. Like that whole thing made sense. Is whether you're New Japan.
There's no wrong with taking a shot at Vince McMahon because he fucking deserves it,
right? Or Vince McMahon. He never said WWE. Vince McMahon's not WWE anymore, guys.
Yeah, he didn't even mention Triple H.
No,
he did it only by
wearing that leather denim jacket with the random logo on the back, with the stitched logo on the back. But him having the freaking AEW tattoo, I'm like, man, it's really gonna be weird when he's gonna have to wear long tights when he goes to WWE eventually.
That's also people joke. I hope he doesn't live to regret it, like Undertaker tattooing his ex-wife on the back of his neck.
Yeah. Yep, it's kind of like that. Yeah, guaranteed a fan when they're guaranteed their team to win a title. The only person to ever do that and actually happen was Jason Terry when he was playing for the Mavs and they beat the trio of LeBron and Bosch and all of them, and he actually got the tattoo of the Naismith on there. I mean the Larry O'Brien trophy on there. Let's see here. Timeless Tony.
Her and Serena Deeb's match was really damn good.
Yeah.
One of Tony's best in. She was wrestling like the old classic Tony time rocker Tony, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
Plus I love that. And the other thing I know I liked was a little bit of storyline there that was thrown in where this is setting up Mariah May turning on her. Because when Mariah May was, I forget if it was Dynamite or Rampage, she wrestled Serena Deeb, and Deeb had her in the submission hold, and Tony threw in the towel for her, and she lost the match. She tried to throw in the towel in this match on Tony, and Luther stopped her. So the turn's coming.
Right. Glad the trios titles are finally unified. Yeah. Yep. And
another nice surprise, Juice Robinson back. That's a good thing for Bullet Club Gold.
Yep. What did you think of the Ospreay Roderick match?
I thought it was awesome. It was a foregone conclusion that Ospreay was going to win.
Yeah.
You got that spot where it's like he could have broken his neck, man.
That was JD from New York. JD from New York said that on Twitter. He was like, "Really? 5 minutes into the show, you almost screwed up your prized possession."
Because that botched Doomsday Device move to the outside that could have broken his neck or concussed him. It's amazing he did not get seriously hurt.
Right. Let's see. Obviously, we already talked about
in the storyline
and
hold on. There's a storyline there where Callis told him to use a Tiger Jar on Roddy. He didn't. He ended up winning the match. He told Takeshita what to do to finish off Moxley. He listened. He lost to Moxley.
Yep.
So it's more seeds to eventually, because it's by forbidden door. He's going to be divorced from Callis and Don Callis.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I think that's where he takes his first loss to Swerve, and it's going to be because of Don Callis' mistake.
No, the fact that Tony has made this character work and is still really freaking over with this character. She's one of the most over characters in AEW is amazing, and it just makes me proud because I've been a Tony. It's like I've been singing her praises for a long time. I was really. I understood why she wanted out of WWE because of the way she was getting treated on the main roster. It was unfortunate, but going to AEW is it was rocky for a while, but fighting this character, it's been worth it because she's killing it and she's really over.
Yeah, I mean she is the second best female wrestler overall character in the game. So there's only one. It's a Golden Goose, but that's beside the point. But I'll let Timeless take second. I'll give her that. Okay. On that. But yeah, no. And then the Swerve match was fine. I wasn't.
It was good.
It was good. That freaking his kick to counter the spear was a thing of beauty. Jeez, that was a thing of beauty.
It was. And also, Ospreay escaping End of Heartache and hitting the hidden blade. That was dope.
Yeah. So.
The main garbage match was the FTW title match. It's just not. I don't. It pains me that it's like this Jericho learning tree stuff. It's like it just do not give an F. It's it's getting go away heat for the fans. It's not good. I mean they've been literally chanting at Jericho to go home.
Right, but I do like
God bless him though. He's trying to work through it.
Oh, he's trying to work through it. Like he's trying to. We'll talk about it with Dynamite. He's trying to get through it. Kind of like wink, nudge, nudge. I know, I get it. And then I like what they were doing with Hook on Dynamite. Yeah. I do like what they did with that. That was pretty cool. But speaking about Hook, that freaking spot with Big Bill, where he almost got impaled through the table, but that spot was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to see Hook in WWE soon.
Trent vs. Orange was all right.
Bang Bang Gang, we already talked about that.
Oh, yeah. The cage match. The barbed wire steel cage match fucking delivered.
Yeah, it did. Other than the injury, that was fun. No,
it was the right amount of spots outside the one that he ended up unfortunately breaking his leg on. But I loved where Brody and Buddy like pretended that they were turning on Malachi, but it was a swerve. I thought that was awesome. I bought it for just like a few seconds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then it's like when he came out to the brunch, I'm like, if Gangrel doesn't show up, I'm going to be really disappointed. And it's like, and then when he popped up out of the ring, I was like, yeah.
And that DDT still smooth.
Yep.
Still got it, yeah. Gangrel being back was cool to see. Hey, man, anytime you bring back Gangrel, he's got that swagger.
He still looks good, man.
Yeah.
Maybe he is a vampire because he looks almost exactly the same he did 20 years ago.
Yeah, but if you see him walk, that knee, it's holding on for dear life. But yeah, and I think that's about it. There was Chris Statlander randomly turning on Willow in the middle of a 7-hour show. You could have said that for Dynamite.
Yeah, but I've been expecting that turn for a while.
Right. It just because it's like you literally just.
I didn't expect it to happen after match, and that's one of my other complaints is that I get why Mercedes won the title, but I feel really bad for Willow that it was just a transitional reign.
Okay, because she's definitely has some momentum right now.
She deserves a little better than that.
Yeah, it was a politic.
And now she's not gonna be getting into a rematch because now she's gonna be going after Statlander and Stokely for revenge.
Yeah, I can't wait to not watch it on Rampage. That's kind of what's going to happen with that, or Collision on there. So I think that is about it. That way we can kind of get the next next 50 minutes or so for the other shows, which will start with Monday night. By the way, overall thoughts of Double or Nothing.
Very good show. Not like mind-blowing good, but still quite good. It's just some of the matches were not not too many weak matches, but just like the length of the show and some of the booking decisions and some of the people lost kind of like took it down a little notches, but still I'd say it was I wouldn't say, I don't know if it's, I would say it was better than King Creed in the Ring just because there was more overall better matches. It's just like the length. It's just like
they're gonna have to figure it out on the.
He's gonna have to cut down the match length, man. It's like that's why I like like the 5-6 match format for some like for NXT and the non-big WP reviews. It makes it a lot more 3 hour around 3 hour mark is pretty good for a show.
That 5 hours just you're starting to get a little weary there. But no, that's what I told you, dude. It's one thing. Yes, Dynamite and their storytelling, but man, when it comes to their pay-per-views, other than World's End, their
pay-per-view still delivered.
Pay-per-view still delivered.
It was very good. I
that's the thing. If you're like, oh, it's WCW, it's like, have any of WCW's pay-per-views really stuck?
8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for Double or Nothing.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Raw.
All right, here's a recap of what happened on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Fallout from King and Queen of the Ring over the weekend. Ludwig Kaiser introduced the new King of the Ring General Gunther. Came out with the crown. Crowd chanting for Orton. Talked about bragging about King of the Ring and that he's got his World Heavyweight Championship title shot against whoever the champion's going to be at SummerSlam. And then Damian Priest came out to rebut. And then Drew McIntyre also came out to rebut because Drew McIntyre is going to be facing Damian Priest for the title at Clash at the Castle. Gunther let the two have a war of words, which went back and forth. Eventually, Braun Strowman came out for his scheduled match to get him done on Judgment Day. And that match happened, and Braun Strowman, no surprise, picked up the victory with Power Slam. He also cleared out Judgment Day and Carlito without much effort. Damien Priest wasn't happy with what happened, shooting out Finn Balor and Carlito, told him to go find Jamie McDonough before Strowman does. Ricochet was cleared to get back in the ring after being attacked by Braun Breaker last week with a spear. Ilya Dragunov came in, told him he was glad that he thanked him for knocking him out of the way last week, and that he looks forward to fighting Ricochet. Ricochet said he's cleared and wants to face him tonight, and then Pierce made it happen. So that came up next, Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov. More great stuff between the two. Unfortunately, didn't last very long. After about 10 minutes, Braun Breaker appeared out of nowhere and speared the hell out of Ricochet again to cause a disqualification. He gave Ilya Dragunov a spear as well when he tried to fight back to help out Ricochet. And Pierce came out to yell at Braun Breaker, who just smiled and laughed it off. In the back, Ken James came up to Adam Pierce after he was done yelling at Braun Breaker, who he had suspended for his actions last week, and apparently that wasn't enough. And they two walked off to talk in his office. Then we had Authors of Pain taking on the Creed brothers. Authors of Pain picking up the victory in only a couple minutes, almost like a squash, very unusual for the Creed brothers. Maybe it's building toward their heel turn, coming to join forces with Chad Gable. Rey Mysterio cut a promo facing Carlito last week for his attack on Cruz del Toro from last week. They had a video package for Memorial Day celebrating the troops. Sheamus came out to cut a promo, responding to all of the bad-mouthing Louis Kaiser's been doing on him last few weeks since he lost to Gunther in the King of the Ring tournament. And Kaiser popped on screen to rebut, and so Sheamus went looking for him in the back, and Kaiser finally snuck attack him from behind while he was looking for him, and the two got into a fight until Adam Pearce and referees broke them up. Becky Lynch paid a visit to Lyra Valkyria in the locker room, still having sore ribs from losing to Nia Jax and the Queen of the Ring. Becky gave her a little bit of tech talk and told her to go kick butt tonight, as she went on to face Kairi Sane in a one-on-one match. And after a few minutes, Lyra Valkyria picked up the victory to get back on track. Damien and Priest was still having issues with everything going on tonight with the rest of Judgment Day. Finally, Dominic Mysterio showed up. Priest, of course, wasn't happy with either for him allowing Liv Morgan to win the Women's World Championship, and said that Rhea Ripley is definitely not happy with it. And he says he knows he's talked to her, and he promised that he'll make it right tonight. Io Sky trashed their locker room, unhappy that Damage Control picked up another loss after Kairi lost to Lyra Valkyria. Then we had Rey Mysterio taking on Carlito. Rey Mysterio picked up the victory, but after the match, Judgment Day came out and to attack, and Priest laid out Rey Mysterio. Chad Gable chewed out Akira Tozawa for not showing up in Saudi Arabia, and then told Otis to get ready for his match against Bronson Reed. Otis took on Bronson Reed and lost in a few minutes and with a tsunami. After the match, Gable was so disgusted that he decided to punish Otis with a whipping with his belt. Maxine Dupree tried to stop him, but he shrugged her off, told her to get out of the ring. She did. That brought out Sami Zayn, who was disgusted, to stop him. Tozawa was also was unhappy, but was afraid to interfere. Sami Zayn stopped him from trying to whip Otis and tried to talk some sense into Otis, but Chad Gable attacked Sami and laid him out. And the fans were really chanting for Otis to turn on Gable, but it's not going to happen just yet. More stuff. Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Sonya Deville trying to convince them to that they need her help, saying that the rest of the locker room does respect her. Alba Fire Dusseldon showed up to challenge the two to a tag team match. Then we had the main event, steel cage match in a rematch from the pay-per-view for the Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan defending against Becky Lynch. back and forth stuff. Eventually, Dominic Mysterio came out to try to once again ensure that Liv did not win the title. But Braun Strowman came up looking for JD McDonough, and Finn Balor had come out asking Dominic what he was trying to do. Braun Strowman ran over all of them, which sent Dominic flying into the door, which also happened to hit Becky Lynch in the face, knocking her silly, and allowing Liv Morgan to escape the cage and retain the championship. Dominic wasn't too happy about this. Liv was. And although the show cut off the air before it happened, they posted videos showing that Liv laid a big smooch on Dominic Mysterio's face afterwards as maybe a thank you. So that's all that happened on this week's episode, Monday Night Raw.
First, I want to say, Xavier Woods, I made that joke first. You must be watching this show when I called them Toka and Razor from Ninja Turtles. Okay, you stole my joke. Give me my flowers. Okay?
Yeah.
I am totally the only person that ever made that joke and that reference when it comes to Arthur Payne. It's not like they sound like Toka and Razor and look exactly the same or anything like that. No. Anyway, long story short, this was a lot of really good storytelling this episode. A really good amount of storytelling. Yeah. Priest is really on fire with the mic right now. I am really liking his mic work with that. Give me Sheamus and Ilya for like an hour. Just give me that Iron Man. And first match, Iron Man. I just want it. I want Sheamus and Ilya just to give me an Iron Man. That's what I want to do. That's what
I mentioned their tangle, but Sheamus is busy with Kaiser right now.
Oh, I know. But I'm just like, when they flirted with that, I was like,
yeah,
I want that. But then you just Ilya's just so freaking good in the ring, and I love the way they're booking it. I like how we were complaining a while back, but like, what are they got? Braun Breaker's there. Why is he in the King of the Ring? Why is he that? Nope. Just wait, guys. We got it. And now he's freaking amazing. Mm-hmm. So where do you want to start?
Let me start with the opening promo. Okay. I liked what some of the stuff was said, but my problem was that it fell flat with the crowd, and it's for one very basic reason: everyone's a heel.
Yeah.
Priest is not a babyface yet. He will be soon. It's coming, but it's like he's still a heel technically, and Gunther's heel, and Drew's still a heel. Mm-hmm. So it's three heels all mouthing off at each other. So the crowd doesn't really have anyone to really. But I mean, they do like Drew, but he's the bad guy right now, and so it's like they're gonna boo him, especially when it comes to CM Punk. So it's like, So it wasn't like that their promo work was bad. The segment didn't work like it should have because they're all heels. So it's like that's my only knock against it.
I mean, Braun was the only face, but he really wasn't involved. Not like the other three. So, and then you've kind of discarded Jey Uso, who was the biggest baby face on Raw. So.
Mm-hmm. Everything about the Braun Breaker storyline is kicking ass.
That's your boy anyway. We both really like him, and they're definitely leaning into him just being a few days.
What Adam Pearce is going to do? It's like, did you see his response to what happened that he put out on social media to what happened on Raw? That was fantastic stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam Pearce is doing a great job.
And then have you seen, there's a couple of videos, they showed Braun, like how quickly he was like sneaking through the crowd. Like they literally, like from the second he like started sneaking through the crowd and then was able to time the spot. Just, he knew exactly when to go, jump over the barricade and then slide into the ring and hit that spear perfectly. And then they showed Samantha, because you know how Samantha she just announces the matches, but she doesn't know what's going to go on. And so she's sitting there watching it, because it's her fiance / future husband. And so she's like really into it. And then she hears it and she looks over and goes, no.
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
We all need more yeet.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone needs to eat a little bit. We all love the one word.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. Yeah, exactly. It's like you gotta be careful. It's like, I like how the Sheamus Gunther, Sheamus Louis Kaiser feud is going. That's gonna be some fun stuff. Oh, I'm sure that maybe that's her angle. It's like, she is her character is a corporate executive. So, not sure where the stuff with Sonya Deville and Zoe Stark and Shane Baszler is going. Where it's like it's just not wowing me right now. So it's like not heavily invested in that.
Plus, I care more about Shayna and her NXT stuff.
Right, like her feud with Lola Vice has been the whole storyline with Lola Vice on NXT has been great. Oh yeah, absolutely, Jeff. It's like he's in that singles push now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like that's why he's in a feud with Sheamus. It's
or
like
Vinci, dude can put on a singles match. We saw that, and but he has no mic.
And Kaiser Cuts is really good on the mic, man.
That's what I'm saying. Kaiser's really good.
So yeah, this feud. I mean, and Sheamus is good on the mic too. So like this feud is, I'm looking forward to this Kaiser Sheamus feud because it's off to a good start.
Shout out to Kairi Sane in her Limp Bizkit mode of just breaking stuff.
Yeah, not surprised. They wanted to give Lyra a bounce back win after losing to Nia Jax, and I don't know about you, but it feels like Damage Control is just about is about as DOA as you can get right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, especially without Asuka.
It feels like the breakup is finally coming.
Yeah,
especially with Asuka out, it's like because like Io being all pissed off, it makes sense. I mean, they're on a serious losing streak. Like going into WrestleMania, Io was the women's WWE Women's Champion. Asuka and Kairi had the tag titles, and we're 2 months out, and not only do they have lost all those titles, but they also been losing regularly, and Asuka's out injured. Because Lyra beat both Dakota Kai and Io Sky in the tournament. Then she beat Kairi on this episode. So she's beaten 3 out of the 4 members of Damage Control that are healthy. So it's like
and then after they break up, Dakota's gonna go back and just be another wrestler or a brick in the wall, because I don't know where else you go with Dakota at this point. And I like Dakota, but I just don't know where you're gonna go with her. You're always gonna have something to do with Io, Asuka, and Kairi but where do you go with Dakota is the issue.
Yeah, we'll be seeing when Sonya's gonna get in the ring. She may not be. They'll probably have her back on because she's pretty much almost like ready to be cleared. So they want to start, like using her in some fashion. Gifts on your side with I don't know
Vinci.
what it was, but
Vinci.
Yeah.
Vinci. Is that the fact that like dude can go in the ring? He just has.
This is my other problem. I was pissed about this. The Creed Brothers basically got squashed by AOP.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly how it's going to work.
And I said it in the Discord. I was like, wait a minute though. Does squash make sense to build toward them turning heel and forming a new Alpha Academy with Chad Gable? Because they got to go through a losing streak, and then Chad's able to be like, no, start whispering in their ear, and boom, heel turn.
Yeah, because what's going to happen?
Oh, it's going to happen. It's building to a breaking point. It's getting there. It's like it's on the verge.
Yeah.
Especially with Otis. It's like it's only a matter of time before he finally has enough and turns on Chad completely.
And then here's kind of how it's gonna work. It's not in this kind of, but this in general is how it's gonna work. Okay, and also I just wrote down Maxine because shout out to her in this segment. She was awesome in the segment.
No, yeah.
Now can she wrestle? We're not gonna get to that part.
Yeah.
But in this segment, she was great, and she's been great in this whole storyline now that Chad's heel. But here's what's gonna happen: Otis is finally going to turn on Chad, and then the Creed brothers are going to come in and attack him and align with Chad. And then the next promo, because the Creed brothers starting to squash, he was like, they came in and they showed promise, but they had no direction.
Yeah.
And then they came to me because I know how to lead.
I saw their potential.
I knew their potential. I saw it, and they just needed the right push or something like that. And so next thing you know, and then now whether or not what they're going to do with Ivy now, if they're really going to have her and her come in.
I think they're going to split because she's still a face. And plus her and Maxine develop a friendship on screen. So it's like she's going to. I think Ivy now is going to stay a face because I don't see her turning heel with the Creed brothers. So
they don't need a random female in the group. That just the team angle 2.0. I mean that's
because she's been trying to speak up for Maxine to encourage her to why are you putting up with what Chad's doing to you? It's like she. she's like been worried about her, like that she's putting up with this crap.
That is going to be the most ragtag group of really, you put all of them together for no freaking reason. I'm sorry, it just does not mesh with me. It'd be cool because I like all three of
I
them.
don't know about that,
But it just seems like forced. It just
happening.
seems like a flash in the pan. Just do this just to feud with Chad.
This is a great question from Gif here. Which stable is more dead right now? Damage Control, or Undisputed Kingdom. That's hard because they're both in not good places right now.
They're a Damage Kingdom that's undisputedly has no control. I'll put it that way. I try to spin it the best way I could, the most dad joke ever. But yes, they're just dead on arrival right now. And and I just don't know where you go with them to hype them back up.
Yeah.
They're trying. They're both. Give their promotions their credit. They're both trying to make them work. It's just not work because you're not booking them strong enough. And even if you do, no one's really buying it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I don't know about that. Let's see. There was something else. Oh, that finish for the cage match was the most over-the-top, hilarious, crazy nonsense that I've ever seen. And I loved every second of it.
Strowman coming out, and it's like it's like a chain reaction. Strowman is going after Judgment Day. He wipes out Dom, which causes Dom to fly into the door, which just happens to hit Becky in the head, knocking her silly, and that allows Liv to win once again by escaping out the cage.
Right. And I know we were giving flowers to the production company, but they kind of screwed. They screwed up their timing.
Yep, they did. Thankfully, WWE put out the smooch on social media ASAP after the show went off the air.
Thankfully, the internet works compared to what it used to be back in the '90s when it was a heyday. And if it went off, I'm sorry, folks, we ran out of time, and you're like, I want to see that shit.
Yeah, no, they have not. They never have. It's like
no.
Plus, I don't think either one of them would have felt comfortable because they're both in relationships. I mean, like, it's like, and Dom just got married, so he's like, he's got a wife.
And just randomly, Liv comes out and says that she's single, and now she's kissing Dom. Ooh. I don't know. I don't know. I just felt like it was just. I think that was just a coincidence more than just a. But who knows?
These days, Triple H is not going to make people do anything that they're not comfortable.
No, they're not doing it for his own cheap get off bullshit.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's not some twisted sick fuck like Vince was. It's like
Oh, and speaking about twisted, before we move on, I was listening to an interview with Ivar, and he was talking about how Vince was obsessed with Vikings, and they were saying that someone was because once War Machine came in. But they weren't going to call themselves War Machine because that MMA fighter that like beat the shit out of his girlfriend and is like in jail. So they couldn't call themselves War Machine. So they were the War Raiders in NXT, right?
Yeah. The War Raiders.
So then they came over for some reason. Vince hates War, the name War. I'm like, okay.
And that's when they got redubbed the Viking Raiders.
And then they got dubbed the Viking Experience. And then Ivar was and he was like, no one, this is how it was this is like summed up the last era of Vince era. It said, no one liked that idea except for the guy who had the final say. He was the only one that liked the Viking Experience.
Yeah, it shows how out of touch Vince was.
You're right. Right. So, other than that, I do like, but I agree with you. They're all heels that are going after. I know Damian is going face eventually, so then you're gonna have Judgment Day where you replace Damian's not gonna be there, and then but you have Finn, JD, Liv, and Dom and Carlito.
Yeah, right, Gif.
Yeah. No, that's exactly. It was like Raw is War.
Yes, to this, Jeremy. Hopefully someday.
Yeah, give him the North American. He was kind of going for it before
he got injured.
So. But yes, Ivar, and I'm glad that they're realizing the talent they have with Ivar.
The Priest turn is not going to happen until he loses the title and Judgment Day turns on him.
Yeah, he's definitely a tweener right now. It's like he's not totally a heel, but he has face tendencies. He's a heel, but he has face tendencies.
Yeah, he's been showing like sympathies, like telling them to try to chill out and not like destroy Jey Uso and other little things here and there. So like the seeds are all planted. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen, because it's his title reign is on taking clock. So the question is he going to lose it to Drew at Clash in the Castle, or is he going to lose it to Gunther at SummerSlam?
Yeah. I actually think, Jeremy, it's the latter, because if you remember, Liv when she walked past, they keep showing that clip when Liv walked past Rhea, she said, "I'm going to destroy everything that you love."
I'm gonna take everything from you and destroy everything. So, first goal, she took Rhea out, and Rhea's out injured. She lost the title. Then, it took her a bit, but now she's won that same title, and now it belongs to her. And she's now helping accelerate the demise of Judgment Day by messing with not only with Dom, but now she's been shown talking to Finn Balor and JD McDonough. So it's like the revenge tour is almost complete at this point. It's like the final nails of the coffin will be when Judgment Day splinters. They might still kind of be together, but they're definitely going to be kicking Priest out. But then, Dom is going to go be with Liv, and it's like and turn on Rhea. So like that's like, it's like she's basically trying to seduce the fuck out of him. It's like,
and if you think Liv is going anywhere, because I know there are, and she deserves some criticism, especially her mic skills, and has been kind of up and down. She is the top merch seller for the female wrestlers. So,
yeah,
I'll put it there on that.
Yeah. So hopefully, is this the last time we'll see Becky Lynch? No, it's not.
No, she's wanting the time off. They just had to have her come back because of the
to be continued means she's going to be back.
Right. All right. So let's go with AEW Dynamite, and then literally go with the main event that was the best show of the week with NXT. So
yeah.
Of just like, holy shit, that happened.
We're going to be ending on the high note with NXT.
Yes, we're going to be ending on the high note with that. Yeah.
All right, here's a recap of what happened on this week's episode of AEW Dynamite. The show opened with Mercedes Moné celebrating winning the TBS Championship over Will Nightingale at Double or Nothing. And while she was celebrating, all of a sudden, Sky Blue appeared on the screen, revealing that she was the one who had attacked Mercedes in the dark a few weeks ago. And while Mercedes was distracted by the video recording, Sky Blue snuck in the ring from behind to attack her, posed with the belt. That set up a match between the two later in the evening. And then our first opening match was Swerve Strickland taking a kill switch in a non-title match. Swerve picked up the victory, and then afterwards got a bit of revenge on Kill Switch by cutting off a chunk of his hair. Then through Tony Schiavone, Tony Khan announced that Mercedes Moné would defend the TBS title against Sky Blue later in the show. John Moxley cut a promo on Rocky Romero, who's going to be facing him in a non-title match this evening. Then we had a segment which was basically Learning Tree TV time with Chris Jericho and Big Bill. Brian Keith came out and revealed that the reason he wanted to join Learning Tree was he was tired of seeing all the people disrespecting Chris Jericho. Blah, 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 blah. Finally, Hook showed up, tried to attack him, but Smojo appeared, cut him off, whispered something in his ear, and Hook walked back into the back with Smojo instead of attacking the Learning Tree. Got a video on Stephanie Vergara, multiple women's champion in both New Japan and CMML, who's apparently going to be at Forbidden Door. John Moxley took on Rocky Romero in a non-title match. Despite Rocky working the arm from that had been worked over by Takeshita over the weekend, Moxley was still able to hit the Death Rider to finish off Rocky and pick up the victory. Smojo and Hook seem to have joined forces and against the Learning Tree. Don Callis came out to offer a contract to join the Don Callis family to Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy came out, ripped up the contract, said no to Don. Then Chris Stanley and Stokely came out to some heat. Totally ran down Willow after turning on her on the pay-per-view. And Chris Stanley revealed that her friend would like to accept the offer to join the Dark Custodian. That friend, of course, was Trent Beretta, who appeared in the ring in a suit, attacked Orange Cassidy, busted him open, put out his arms to Callis, and him and Don Callis had a hug. as he accepted the offer and is now part of Don Callis' family. They beat down Orange some more and left him laying. Daniel Garcia cut a promo in the back of Danny Magic saying that he wants a shot at the international title against Will Ospreay. Then we had the TBS title match, Mercedes Moné taking on Sky Blue. Sure, but decent match between the two. Mercedes hit the moneymaker to pick up the victory. Post-match, Stephanie Vega came out to stare Moné down. That's going to be quite the match at Forbidden Door, apparently, that they're teasing. Stokely and Chris Statler cut another promo in the back on Willow Nightingale. Statler is saying that everyone's going to need protection from her going forward. Jeff was not at the show, but they said that he would be back next week. All the Elite came out. Young Bucks, Okada, and Jack Perry, gloating about winning Anarchy in the Arena. But they said they were there to address the TT Championship. But first, they gave a gift of a sports car to Okada, who acted like he had just won the lottery. Matt Jackson got on the mic and said that unfortunately they would have to strip Adam Copeland of the title since he's injured and will be out for several months with a broken leg. And they were going to give the TNT Championship to a worthy person, Jack Perry. Christopher Daniels came out saying not so fast and revealed that Tony Khan not only had rehired him, but named him an interim executive vice president. And so he came out to announce through Tony Khan that Perry is not going to just win the championship, but he'll get an opportunity to win it, as they'll have qualifying matches to determine who will be in a ladder match for the vacant TNT title at Forbidden Door. The Elite wanted to go attack Christopher Daniels, but the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn came out to back him up to make the save. Then we had the main event with the Casino Gauntlet match, determine who would face Swerve Strickland for the AEW Championship at Forbidden Door. Jay White and Pac started out the match. We're going to rivalry over what happened at the pay-per-view. Mystico from CMML came out. Will Ospreay then joined the match. We also had Shota Umino from New Japan. Claudio Castagnoli came out next. Then we had Leo Rush working for New Japan showing up. Orange Cassidy came out with his head bandage as the next entrant. Hachiriko, I hope I pronounced that right, came out number 9. All kinds of chaos going on, but eventually Cassidy tried to hook her on Ospreay for 2, but got caught with an Os Cutter, and Will Ospreay picked up the victory, winning the gauntlet match, and will challenge Swerve Strickland for the AEW Championship at Forbidden Door. Swerve came out to the ring and had a stare down with Ospreay to close out the show as they hyped up the title match. So that's all that happened on this week's episode, AEW Dynamite.
I'm so torn. I am so torn right now.
Yeah.
Because I want that Ospreay Swerve match so bad. I just don't know if they're doing it too quickly.
I think they are doing it too quickly. So the question is, what's going to happen? And well, it adds a lot of intrigue. It also worries me because on the one hand, I don't want Swerve to have a short title reign.
No, I don't think.
I want to see Ospreay win the title eventually, but
Ospreay has a title, and they're so.
But then on the one hand, Swerve losing the title this quickly, not a good look for AEW. On the other hand, putting Ospreay into this position to have him lose could hurt his momentum, especially since he's already got a title belt on him. So, yeah, it's like, yes, is the match going to kick ass? Yeah, in who's going to win is there's a lot of different ways to go. Yeah, but this is what sometimes annoys me about Tony is that sometimes he tries to pull the trigger too quickly. Mm-hmm. I'm really worried about this because, like, if he botches this could be.
I don't think you're going to hurt Ospreay because I'm with Jeremy. He's just so over, and they're going to do it. It would hurt Swerve more than it would hurt.
Yeah, no, Ospreay can recover from it. Swerve would not be able to recover from losing the title this quickly. So it's like, I was like, well, Ospreay's got to win, right? there's ways that he can lose this match and not hurt him, especially if you factor in the Don Callis factor here.
Mm-hmm. That's what we were saying, kind of in our news segment. Is I kind of hinted at it. Is that Callis is going to screw Will somehow in this match?
Don't be surprised if Callis ends up costing him this match, either by directly or by trying to tell him what to do, and it causes Ospreay to get distracted enough that Swerve's able to capitalize and win the match.
Mm-hmm. Now,
because you know Callis is going to be there and be like, use that Tiger Driver, finish him, kill him, and Ospreay's not going to want to do it.
Right. Yeah, kind of, in a sense. Speaking about copying. Hey, the Owen Hart.
This is the only finish that makes sense to me at this point.
Yeah, it's the only finish.
Because Swerve losing the title is not. It would be a very bad move, Tony.
Swerve's not going to join the Callis family, Jeremy. I saw you down there. That's just overbooking. But I mean, don't give it past Tony.
He's just been a babyface, turning
right.
back heel,
and him and Prince just are so perfect. It's just you don't know.
Yeah, it's like him and Nana.
But yeah, kind of going back that the Logan, like them copying WWE. I mean, the Owen Hart, the winner of that gets a title shot. So that's I forgot about that. Kind of going back to that. I did love Claudio coming in just wrecking shop.
Yeah, no, that's always good.
Another thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, dude, I don't know why I have a soft spot for Rocky Romero. It's just fun.
Yeah, but it's like it's.
I know. I know exactly what you're going to get. It's very predictable, but I don't know. It's just something about Rocky, like going all the way back to like in New Japan with him and Trent doing.
I knew what was going to happen. It's like there's no way he's going to beat Moxley.
No, there wasn't any like doubt to it. It's just always fun to see Rocky.
Did you also notice the crowd was kind of dead for that?
Yeah,
it's not a good sign.
That's the only part with the show is pretty predictable, and they had no MJF follow up. You had such a banger of a. That's the one thing is.
That's one of the other surprise. It's like, okay, MJF coming back next week. Okay, that's a good thing. But he should have been on this show.
Yeah, he should have been on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Mercedes is always going to have a solid match.
Her and Sky Blue had a fine match. But that so much for that feud. I thought, well, I guess maybe that's like nope. She beat Sky. That's no. Yeah. So that's over and done with.
All right, going back to it, where I was like, I actually didn't mind that Jericho thing, but this.
Yeah.
Joe and Hook are just like a match made in heaven of just how their personalities are.
Yeah, no. And throwing Shibata, that's a badass trio that I would not want to mess with.
Right. I as soon as Joe came out and whispered something in Hook's ear, and I'm just like, oh my God, why did I not see that coming? That they would just have paired Joe and Hook together, and then Shibata being there. I'm like, all right. I don't know much about Shibata, honestly.
Yeah, I haven't followed him at all. The learning tree stuff has been nothing to me. Smojo taking Hook under his wing, that's got my attention. Yeah,
definitely got my attention. I just love how they just the Warner's pushes like the random promos on like what the dragon the House of the Dragon match with Killswitch and Swerve at the beginning. But I don't know why, but I just anything that Swerve does has my attention. Just I thought he had an aura, but every time I see him, I feel like his aura grows. Just the type of wrestler he is. But yeah, I thought this show was very predictable, and we had no MJF. Other than that, there were some solid matches. I did like and I love the stare down, and I love the fact that we're getting Swerve and Will, and I'm hoping it's Don Callis screws them up situation than just to go over.
Like the match is gonna be mind blowing and good. It's just just don't have Swerve lose the title. Don't make that mistake.
Drink every time you hear bruv. That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah. Plus, also Callis screwing out of him he can easily get a rematch down the line.
Right. Exactly. Oh yeah, dude. Actually, yeah. Brian Keith is getting something. Like they're actually like I thought when I saw Brian Keith first arrive, I'm like, I don't know who this guy is, and he seems like just another random mid card.
Getting sucked into Jericho Vortex doesn't helps him. It doesn't hurt him.
Shout out to Wrestle Talk with the sucked into the Jericho mid card vortex.
I think Sammy Guevara is going to be coming back soon because he's posting a lot of photos about him with the TNT title, and then with a ladder match announcement, he put out a photo of when he fought for the TNT title in the ladder match against Cody. So,
here you can educate me on this too. Who is Stephanie Fakir?
I don't know much about her either. All I know is that she's wrestles in both CML and New Japan. She's got titles in both promotions. She's the New Japan Strong Women's Champion and the CML Women's Champion, apparently. So she's got like multiple titles.
Gotcha.
So
okay,
she must be pretty damn good. I've seen people who are familiar with her seem pretty excited that she's going to face Mercedes. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she's capable of.
Yep.
So I'm not that familiar with her.
And then we're going to see a lot of CMLL.
Yeah. I think it's going to be it's going to be a mix. It's going to be a mix of New Japan and CMML.
All right. Other than the show, we're going into Forbidden Door, which is always my fun of who is going to face the big dogs from New Japan against the big dogs from AEW. My first up, put in the comments as we're going through NXT in the main event. Who is Naito going to face, and what angle is he going to go in? Because if Naito's not a part of Forbidden Door, it's lackluster because I love Naito. Okay.
I really liked the whole segment with Orange Cassidy, Callis, and Trent Beretta. That was executed fantastically, especially the they did the zoom out best friends hug when him and Callis hug. I thought that was a great touch. Just to stick the knife in a little bit further.
Mm-hmm. Now Trent wins something and make this happen.
Yeah. And the heel heat was there because they hate Callis, and now they hate Trent even more now that he's sold to Callis. So it's like. So I was done with that. I'm liking what I'm hearing from heel Statlander already. So I can't wait to see her wrestle.
I've always been a big fan of Statlander. I don't know, just ever since I saw her, I was like,
and Stokely's awesome.
Dude, Stokely's great. I love Stokely.
I've been a fan of his for a long time. It's like when he was, I loved him as Malcolm Bivens when he was in NXT. Fantastic manager. He's so good on the mic, especially when he's a heel. Because that smile. And plus he's really good with the social media game. Like after Double or Nothing, he put out a video on Twitter that was clips showing all the little hints that he and Statlander were going to turn on Willow, and then ended it with "fuck you, Willow."
Yeah, exactly. Yes, give it to me yesterday, but I guess
probably going to happen.
Probably going to happen because he's a New Japan. You're going to have a title match in Forbidden Door.
Yeah, no, he's going to be defending the IWGP title at Forbidden Door. It's the question is who. It's probably going to, because eventually he's going to drop it back to someone from New Japan, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens at Forbidden Door. So No, I think it's got to be someone that it's like I'm not sure what's going to happen with NGF first because eventually he's going to want to get back into the title picture, but Swerve set up where it's like, yo, you got to earn your way back. I'm not just going to give you some title shot just because you're back. It's like you got to earn it. So, I definitely see MGF is probably going to put himself in the Owen Hart tournament because it's like that he'll get a title shot at Wembley. So.
I don't know. I'm just.
But I don't. It's like that's what we tough to win because is Adam Cole Undisputed Kingdom gonna fuck with him? It's like don't know. That may not be 100% over. We'll find out.
I'm just glad MJF is back.
Wardlow, and then it's like it's hardly on television. It's like I just feel bad for him.
Actually, Kane Boy, thanks for joining us.
Yes.
We're getting ready to talk about that.
We're about to talk about that. So
So just hold on. We're going to see a video for a small recap by the one and only Justin Turner to my right. Even though I'm whatever, my left, how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to come back and talk about it because you're talking to a guy who is the biggest Roxanne fan, and the fact that we're getting Jordan Grace is going to be great. So stick around, and that's a good segue.
We'll get more depth, but basically we'll say right now we're excited. We're
very excited. So here we are. Speaking about that, thank you for leading us in. That's a great segue, chat. And here is the recap of NXT, and then we'll be right back and go over that.
All right, here's a recap of what happened on this week's episode of NXT. Special guest Sexy Red came out with Ava, and they revealed the Women's North American Championship title belt. will be awarded to the winner of the 6-woman ladder match at NXT Battleground coming up soon. Then we had a qualifying match for that ladder match as Michin Mia Yim took on Tatum Paxley. Back and forth stuff, but Michin picked up the victory with defeat over Paxley and is in the ladder match. Jada Parker was at ringside doing commentary during the match. Gals wasn't happy, but Metaphor confronted them about attacking Noam Dar. Apparently wasn't Dar. It's like they said that they didn't have anything to do with it. Lash Legend insists it's not Trick Williams, despite the rest of Metaphor thinks. Then we had Riley Osborne taking on Ridge Holland, settle out their issues from last week. Ridge Holland ended up picking up the victory. He wanted to shake Osborne's hand afterward, but he refused. The OC called out Nathan Frazier, the NXT Tag Team Champions, and said they will continue to deliver beatdowns until they get their title shot. Then Ora Mensah was shown to have been attacked in the back, just like Noam Dar was the week before, the other week. Then we had the OC taking on Enfo and Malik Blade. OC picking up the victory with the Magic Killer. Afterwards, Nathan Frazier and Axiom came out to attack the OC, clearing them out of the ring, and told them that they'll give them their title match at Battleground. Let's see. Then we had Roxanne Perez came out, found out who is going to challenge her for the NXT Women's Championship at Battleground. Cut a bit of a promo before Ava came out. Ava's introduced who her challenger would be, and it's not someone from the main roster or from NXT. It turned out to be none other than TNA Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace. Yes, Jordynne Grace is returned once again to WWE. Fans went nuts for this. She cut a promo saying that she was looking forward to facing Roxanne for the title and also becoming a double champion once NXT Battleground is over. And the two had a hell of a stare down. Great stuff. Promo from Eddie Thorpe, who's been out with injury, hyping up his return, saying he's been reborn. Chase, you continue to have issues about concerning Ridge Holland, but he thanked Andre Chase for letting him have the match, and as they continue to try to sort things out. Lola Vice took on Ariana Grace and squashed Ariana Grace in short fashion. Cut a promo on Shayna Baszler, saying she's going to take her out at pay-per-view in their underground match, which prompted Shayna to run out to try to attack her and had to be held back by security. The No Credit Catch crew were training, prepping to try to get the Heritage Cup back from the Tony D'Angelo and the D'Angelo family. Damon Kemp was going to be given the first crack at that. Or Mensah was getting checked on by Mel staff. Lash Legend is still refusing to believe as Trick Williams said that she was going to get an answer from him later in the show. Lux King then took on Dante Chen in a rematch from last week. Dante Chen once again pulled out a victory on Lexus King with a surprise crucifix. Lexus King flipped out after the match, laid out Dante Chen, took him outside, and hit his finish the coronation on the concrete before referees and officials could stop him. Josh Briggs' promo was shown. Then Sean Spears said that there's a lot of people that need guidance in NXT, and he's focusing on one person in particular. He's the answer. Didn't say who. Well, I guess we'll find out. D'Angelo family vowed to beat the No Credit Catch with their own gang, and Tony's looks ahead to defending the Heritage Cup next week. Then we had the final qualifying match for the Women's North American Championship ladder match. Kalani Jordan taking on Ren Sinclair. Kalani Jordan picked up the victory in a few minutes and is the final entrant into the ladder match. Stevie Turner was in Ava's office, complaining about not getting a shot at anyone. Jordynne Grace came in and said, "Hey, you want a challenge? How about you face me next week in a match?" Good luck, Stevie. Wesley cut a promo about Obafemi. Obafemi came in to respond, hyping up facing each other in triple threat at Battleground. Then we had a tag team match main event as 2 members of Gallus took on Javon Evans and Trick Williams in a tag team match. Wolfgang was barred from ringside. Decent match. Trick Williams picked up the victory with the trick shot on Mark Coffey. After the match, Lash Legend came out and asked Trick Williams if he had the one who's been behind the attacks on Metaphor the last few weeks. Before he could give a proper response, all of a sudden the lights went out, and then someone appeared in the ring and jumped Trick Williams from behind, knocking him and Lash Legend down. As he delivered a beatdown, it was revealed to be none other than Ethan Page. Yes, All Ego Ethan Page, formerly of AEW TNA, has come to WWE and is in NXT. He announced that he was the one who's been behind the attacks on Metaphor, and then said that he plans on whooping that Trick, and laid out Trick to end the show and held up the NXT Championship. And so that was quite the finish to a wild and insane episode of NXT.
And surprisingly enough, this thing had over 7 was like their best ratings in NXT that they've had.
No
so
surprise.
Someone had to know what was going on.
Well, probably word got out especially after Jordan Gray. It's like the word probably got out.
This was taped, right? This wasn't live.
I think it was live.
Oh, okay.
This was not a tape show. This one was live.
Yeah.
Where did
Ethan Page?
Never saw that coming.
No.
Totally. It's cool that he's there, and I'm with Giff. I think he's going to fit in NXT perfectly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this was from Cesar Benini posted this, but this was from,
it's going to be a fantastic feud.
Yeah, but here you go. This was he had to close the garage and had to tame these 2 beasts. So that was pretty cool. And then you had this. Oh wait, let me go back real quick. And then there was this picture that we showed of Jordan and Sean. So yeah, that was pretty cool with that. And it just I know us two we were big on Jordan, and we're like, why hasn't anyone, like, Jordan's awesome, why haven't anyone tried and get her? And then she was in the Royal Rumble, and then she performed really well, and we're like, and then we couldn't figure out last week on who's going to be the Golden Goose's challenger, because there's no one left. And honestly, that was kind of it. We're just kind of racking our brains, and man, did they deliver! They freaking delivered. And
also apparently, I don't know if this is this through the grapevine. Apparently, Roxanne asked not to be told who her opponent was, so that her reaction would be a genuine surprise, and you could see on her face.
Yeah.
She was like, "What?"
Right. It was, and then and HBK, he changed his profile picture to the cook from. Yep.
No, because he's cooking, man.
Yeah, he's cooking. Oh God. And Ethan Page, I did not see that. It marked me. Yeah, he got me with Jordan and with Ethan. I follow Ethan with his toy hunts. I miss his blogs. I've always just like Ethan. I remember watching him in TNA when he was with the North. I think that's what his tag team was. Yeah. And someone in the chat helped me. He's now the TNA champion. He wears a wrestling gear. Help me out who that guy is, because it's escaped my mind. But I've always liked Ethan Page, and then he got to AEW. I was like, great. And then he got into the don't know what to do with them thing, and he was.
It's like Tony got completely. The ball was completely fallen by AEW. Like that heel stable with Scorpio Sky, that had potential, but then it just went nowhere.
It went nowhere. With
the that, but male, it's like the male,
Josh Alexander. Thank you. It's Josh Alexander. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
No, I was like blown away. It's like and I'm excited because like he's great on the mic, he's great in the ring. This is an awesome get for NXT. He's really going to get a chance to shine there. So I love how he's playing it up, though. He's saying that, he has not signed. It's like, yeah, he's signed. But he went on social media. He's like, no, actually, I'm still a free agent. But hey, HBK, give me a call.
Right. Right, because he did have some like random like crazy updates and stuff. Was like,
and
we're
he's
trying
still
to.
booked for some indie shows still.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. But
with NXT, they can do some flexibility. So it's like,
right. Right.
I mean, hell, they let Shane and them work it's like so outside of WWE. So.
Mm-hmm. For sure, and but man, Jordan Grace. When is the pay-per-view?
Week from Sunday.
Week from Sunday. Okay.
It's going to be the 9th.
And also too, we've been saying, unlike Swerve that got Christian Cage, and that was a strong build and stuff. It's like, hey, this is how you book a new champion and like your biggest baby face. And then I just never could buy into tricks with Lash and all. I was like, I don't really care. This is weak as hell. And then Ethan Page comes in. I'm like, you got me now.
We got a bot in the.
Yeah, no, I've got it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. I figured you'd nuke it.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I got it.
But yeah, no, it's like marked down both times. I was like, because I was like when I love the camera angle. Like I was like, who is that? Who is attacking Trick? And then when it pulled back, and also shout out to Vic Joseph.
Oh, he almost did say AEW.
Ethan Page, wasn't he in A? And then Booker T cut him off before he could say AEW.
Right. Yeah. That was good there. So I mean, yeah, and
he called them all ego. So I was like, oh, this.
Well, you've noticed that. He was all ego before in a TNA. I think he was all ego. It's like he's always been all ego. But I just like how WWE don't break don't fix what's not broken, right? So when Sean Spears came back, even though we knew he was coming back more as a producer role, but he's still an on-screen talent. But he still was the chairman gimmick, and then they still kept him with the all. Yeah,
he's been doing a lot of helping behind the scenes with training.
Yeah, and they've said that he's going to be more, because I know him and Tyler Breeze have their school.
Yeah.
But he's definitely more of a behind the scenes. But if he's there to boost to push things along and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's still keeping that chairman gimmick.
Yeah, and I like that.
Yeah, and then Cody, when he came in, they kept the American Nightmare and the song and all that stuff. So it's like and I'm pretty sure Cody that was part of the deal. Is like, if I'm coming back, I'm gonna keep what I have. But Cody had much more leverage back then.
It's kind of feeling that way. Especially with Jordan Grace.
Especially with Jordan Grace, and I mean, Ethan Page is technically signed, whereas she is definitely not signed. They're paying six figures for this match, basically.
Yeah, it's just like a little mini deal with TNA for her because she's going to be wrestling that poor girl next week. It's like, God have mercy on your soul against Jordan Grace on next week's NXT. And then she's going to be wrestling Roxanne at the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Dude, this match between Roxanne and Jordan's going to kick ass.
Okay. Finally, they gave the Golden Goose a solid opponent that I'm like, yes, give me that yesterday.
Yeah, no, this is great for Roxanne.
Great for Roxanne. And this is just solid
because Jordan is still is not that much taller than her, but Jordan, she's a powerful little woman, man. It's like she can toss like Roxanne around like a rag doll, man. It's like
Jeremy, I will ban you right now. Okay, I will ban you.
No, don't even suggest that.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I will ban you, sir. You are an awesome person, but don't you say that. Don't you bot me.
I was really worried about this whole Trick and Metaphor storyline, but I love this swerve that it's actually about Ethan Page is the real threat here.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how Metaphor is going to react to this as well. It's like, because they're heels, and it's like Ethan Page was just using them to mess with Trick to make him look bad. Interesting choices. Not surprising. Tatum Paxley's still pretty relatively new, so
I was getting ready to ask you that. That was my next thing is the Tatum Meechin match.
I'm not surprised Mia got the nod because they want to obviously want to have a veteran in there because they got a lot of young talent that is still relatively new. So having a veteran like Mia in there definitely will help the match.
And it just stinks that I was hoping Tatum, because the way that her character work and stuff, I was
Yeah,
hoping
me
that she would
too.
do it. But once I saw her against me, I'm like, I kept telling you, they're gonna put me in the ladder match because they need that veteran.
Yeah, and Red is still pretty green, so and they've been and they're definitely see some potential in Kalani. So I wasn't surprised Kalani. So now that the ladder match lineup is set, I can see this going a couple ways. The two most likely candidates for me to win are either Sol Rucka or Jada Parker.
Yeah, I mean, at least they're the two over baby faces. But
no, Jada Parker's a heel.
Oh, it just people still cheer and stuff.
They like her though. It's like but I really like Jada Parker. I like Sol Rucka. It's like they're definitely two very highly distinct possible winners. It's going to be very interesting. Also, I wouldn't count out Family Henley either with the heel turn.
I can see that, but I would give the nod to Soul at this point.
Yeah, me too. I think she's got some potential, so I'm hoping we get to see more of her too, Jeremy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've been saying it for when they booked this ladder match and they said the NXT North American, my AKA you're not as good as Roxanne Championship, that Sol Rucka was going to win it. This was
and finally, Good Brothers are finally getting that title shot against Axiom Nathan Frazier. That's going to be fun.
So I watched this match and I love the Good Brothers ever since. But man, does Carl, maybe it's because of the arena they're in, but he oversells some stuff. Like when he gets punched in the gut and he screams like he just got shot, and I'm like, Carl, tone it down, dude.
I'm just wondering what's going to happen here. Are they going to give like Axiom Nathan Frazier a big boost by beating the Good Brothers?
I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Honestly,
I can see that going either way. Honestly,
yeah, I could see it going either way. Other thing I want to touch on. Oh, yeah. They're trying so hard, but I can't. But they just Bridge just isn't gonna work.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I've been a Chase U fan. I love Thea Hill a lot. Me and Giff are big Thea Hill fans. Shout out to Giff out there. Was disappointed that she's not in the ladder match. But yeah, this whole storyline that they're having with Richard Holland, it's not working for me right now. I don't know where it's leading to. I don't know if this is supposed to be. It's like they went through a whole like it looked like Chase U was dead and then it resurrected. It's like don't tease any kind of breakup again, or that soon just after they finally got their shit together. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah,
I still like I'm still liking the feud between the No Quarter Catch crew and the D'Angelo family over the Heritage Cup. I love Charlie Dempsey going capiche.
It's just. Was this the one where the catch crew had the big championship thing, and they're like, who's that person, and who's like this has no relevance. Was that last week or is it this week where they were giving them crap for winning that? I forget which one it was. But yeah, I don't know. I'll let you hype me up for the No Coda catch crew versus D'Angelo.
I think this is this has potential. It's had ups and downs, but it's weird to see where this is going to go. It's like are they going to get the cup back from Tony or not?
Yeah, and like I said, I like the Lola Shayna situation more than what Shayna is doing on Raw.
Yeah,
by a mile.
Because like that one could go either way. I mean, Lola Vice could lose to Shayna and still come out on top, looking good.
Yeah,
but like beating Shayna in an underground match, that would be massive for Lola Vice.
Huge. That'd be huge. But yeah, anything else on this?
No. This episode was fantastic.
They did it. They did it, guys.
I said this a little earlier, but I wanted to save it for now. This is definitely one of the best episodes in a while for sure. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the two massive surprises in Jordan Grace showing up to challenge Roxanne, and then Ethan Page arriving as well and immediately going after Trick, and being revealed as the person who's been attacking Metaphor. Really just jazzed up this episode. There's a lot of, I mean, there's some kind of stuff, but that stuff along with some other good stuff. This episode was a home run, one of the best. NXT
and I think too the reason this was so good is because ever since Trick got the championship, it's kind of been underwhelming.
This is like the shot of adrenaline in the arm that NXT needed.
Yeah, because they kind of were just like not treading water, but just kind of taking episodes.
Because they had so many. The draft took
a lot of wind out of their sails.
Yeah, because they lost a lot of really talented people in the draft. Mm-hmm. I mean, Mello, Ilya, Lyra, Blair, Kiana. It's like they're all gone.
Dijak.
Yeah, Dijak too. So it's like this with Jordan Grace coming in to challenge Roxanne, and now Ethan Page being on the roster to mess with Trick, and this is shaping up to be some really good stuff.
Apparently Tegan's rumor is she's gonna be showing up on NXT now because they have.
I heard that they would try to get her. Yeah. If there's nothing on the main roster for her, you let her do some stuff in NXT. It's like
And I know either Jeremy or Chris. Yeah. Sorry. One thought, and they'll let you go. Let you go on it. But yeah, they were saying like Dakota might go back to NXT, and I'm like, I guess I just you've been building her up as something more than what Tegan Knox has been doing. That's the problem.
She's had Damage Control. At least she's been part of major storylines. It's like. Unfortunately, she just got back from injury just a few months ago,
and she still puts on solid matches. So, and the crowd responds to her. That's the problem with Tegan is the crowd didn't respond. Don't respond to her.
No one gives a hoot, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I really like Tegan, but if the crowd don't respond, the crowd don't respond.
Damage Control being with Bailey and Io in Damage Control helped. It's like Dakota get heel heat, so it's like.
But yeah, so go ahead. What you were trying to say before I cut you off.
So. I mean, whatever they're doing is working because my friend Jay Evers, who is a friend of the show, who's a wrestling fan, he's now interested. It's like he has not been watching NXT for quite some time. It's not been interested. Jordan Grace and Ethan Page showing up this week got his attention.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the viewers. Yeah, got their attention. So,
but I told him what happened, and also doesn't hurt that he's a Medium fan. So he's like, I was like Mia's in the ladder match.
I'm a big Mia guy too. So my friend James is definitely interested in watching Battleground. It's like he hasn't watched anything NXT related in quite a long time. So I'm just glad I'm glad they're giving Mia something to do.
Yes, exactly.
Because she's talented. She is talented.
Yeah, she is.
She's got that. So
I really like her.
Yeah. All right. Well. Guys, that pretty much wraps it up. What an episode. Yeah. What an episode of this show. Yeah. What an episode of NXT. What an episode of wrestling in general for this week. We had 2 solid pay-per-views. We had a fine Raw, a fun AEW, and just a crazy holy shit of an NXT.
Yeah.
And we just keep going because that's how the wrestling world works. Yeah. So thank you all so much in the chat.
Yes, thank everybody.
GIF, Jeremy, Keen Boy, I pronounced your name probably wrong. I don't care, but thank you so much for all your comments. Thank you everyone that's watching us. Hit that like, hit the subscribe. We're only as good as what you contribute to this show. Thank you, Justin. As always, it's always a pleasure, always a fun time sitting here talking shop. That is the professional wrestling world. And anything else, guys, join the Ruckus, patreon.com/RuckusTV. Join the Rocket Ship, as Bobby Burgers always says, and come join us. You join on there, and you can, if you want to do a show, we sit there. We will help you produce it and stuff like that. And we love to help you grow. We want to grow this channel as a community, not just a couple of people that just want to do stuff that they love and that they're passionate about. We want to help you do some shows and stuff that you're passionate about as well. On top of that, hit the like and subscribe and all that jazz. Ring the doorbell every Thursday. We come at you live as far as we can unless life happens. But we will be
Yes.
back here next Thursday to go over what is wrestling, what could be in wrestling, what has been in wrestling, and we will see you all next time.
Woo!